We had a client that we worked with, and she was really struggling with profitability. She kept raising tuition. She actually did 3 tuition increases within a 15-month cycle, and she still could not catch up. So I helped her work with our 6 money leaks in schools, and she only used 3 of the 6 money leaks and cut her expenses by 50%. 50. She did not fire anyone. She did not slash any of her programs, and she did not work more hours. Again, the 6 money leaks are not hacks or spreadsheets. These are patterns. They are small decisions that feel so normal that your school does, but they quietly drain your school's profit. So if you've ever wondered why you're working so hard, but still not seeing the return, this is your first step to clarity. Click the link in the show notes and find out what it's actually costing you.
Welcome to the Schools of Excellence podcast, where we have conversations about education, leadership, and building a school of excellence. The goal on this show is to bring you clarity, up-level your mindset, and give you practical strategies and inspiration so you can show up with confidence and trust your decision-making. I'm Chani Olshansky. I'm a mom of 4 under 10, a former New Yorker, and been in the early childhood field my entire life. And I'm so grateful that you've joined me for this conversation. Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of the Schools of Excellence podcast. Today's episode is a very unique inside look into what the Summit of Excellence is about. I have been getting so many different questions from all of you. Lots of people curious about what this is really about. People are checking out the page, checking out what the investment is, and there's just a lot of different questions. And I really want to take an episode to really explain the inside look of what happens at this event, all the details, and really just give you all of the information that you need to make an informed decision. One of the things that we teach a lot at Schools of Excellence is the quality of decision making. When potential clients or attendees connect with me, I always talk about giving them all of the data and the information so that you can make an informed decision. Only you know what's best for you, for your business, for your company. And my job as the coach and the mentor is to provide you with as much information so that you can sit back and say, okay, this makes sense for me. This is what we're looking for. A lot of times we feel kind of insecure about our decision making, or we're unsure. And a lot of that comes from just lack of data. So this episode is dedicated specifically to the Summit of Excellence and what you can expect. So let's get started with what is the Summit of Excellence. The Summit of Excellence is a premium event experience where we curate together owners, directors, regional leaders, VP of operations, executive leaders, CEOs of early childhood centers for a 2-day immersive experience. This isn't only about content and training. The Summit of Excellence is a combination of content, experience, networking, community, and fine dining. So we bring together this real exclusive 5-star experience with incredible content and community. That is why it's not a conference. This is a real experience/retreat style. So who is this event right for, right? So while this is curated for owners and directors, there's a very specific type of person that is a unique fit to be sitting in this room. The reason we take the time to explain this is because this event is capped at 100 people. I've had so many conversations with friends of mine and other business owners who say things like, why are you capping the event at 100 people? You could be way more profitable if you bring in more people. You still need to hire all the same vendors. It doesn't cost you more money for all of this extra stuff, and you bring in extra cash flow when you pack the room. And that's true. It definitely makes more business sense to pack the room if the event was about higher profit margin and packing the room. This event is not about that. This event is about curating this experience for the people who choose to be in this room and want to walk away, not just with tactics and hacks and tricks, but what they're really looking for is disruption of thinking, elevation of mindset, new systems, new perspectives, a new script, a new verbiage and vernacular of how to show up in their culture and their leadership. They're looking for community of people who will challenge the way that they currently think and invite them into a new way of, hey, this is a different way to look at this. Here's what we do in our center. Here's why we do it in our center. Here's why it makes sense for us based on our mission, vision, and values. So you're a right fit for this event if you're looking for that type of camaraderie, of training, and of a retreat style experience. If you're just looking for information, tips, hacks, tricks, that's what this podcast is for. That's what some of our trainings are for. That's what YouTube is for. An event and an experience is to completely have an immersive experience. It's not about training. Okay. There is incredible training at the event, but that's not the only thing that happens. Okay. So now let's talk about what we teach at the event. Let's go to the first layer of the training. What we teach at the event is the theme for this year is conflict and kindness. And so our focus is going to be about how do we create a culture that is not conflict avoidant, but leans into difficult conversation, that leans into emotional regulation, discernment, creating good boundaries, creating a culture of generosity versus obligation. We're looking at how do we up-level veteran staff? How do we keep our teams? How do we create a culture of contribution? These are things that we're going to be training you on through exercises, through group experiences, through partner exercises, through guest speakers, through campfire conversations, delicious fine dining food, and other surprises, right? This isn't just taught through frontal teaching because that's not what this is about, right? It's about the entire experience.
This really is the best professional development that I have found. I've gone to a lot of conferences. This one is beyond just getting information.
This has been my third live event. Every single time I attend a live event, it's totally different because Khani continues to up her game, continues to do research, continues to refine exactly what she's giving over.
There's a lot of positive energy here. Connie does a really good job of picking and curating everyone who ends up here, because other conferences, if you're talking to people, there can be a slight negativity. People bring their problems. They're a little bit more apt to say, well, I that would never work at my school. I've tried that before, but I don't know. There's a different energy here.
The other thing that we do from a teaching component is we invite speakers in our industry. So Vernon Mason will be doing a talk at our event. Beth Cannon will be speaking at our event, Scott Wayman and Kathy Petrel. Each of them will be addressing a different area of leadership, conflict, kindness, contribution, recruitment, self-awareness, team building. So each of them are addressing a different area, and we'll have more information on their exact talks as we get closer to the event. Sometimes people will ask me questions like, well, what results can I expect? What can I expect from coming to this event? And I always tell everyone, what you put in is what you get out. If you come to the event with a mindset of, I'm here to take, I'm here to see what everyone can pour into me, that's what you're going to walk away with. If you're going to come into the event and say, I'm here to receive, I'm here to be a great vessel for whatever's being taught to me, and I also want to contribute. I want to add value. I want to be able to have a conversation with someone where I can share something of meaning. I want to be able to engage in conversation where someone has a problem and I know the answer to that and I can help them. When you come in with both of those mindsets, you are going to walk away a completely different person. You're going to walk away with the inspiration, with the rejuvenation, with the restoration, with the new commitment to your mission and vision, which is what you're really looking for when you're coming. You're going to have a greater awareness of what you want and what it is that you want to build. The Summit of Excellence is not a one size fits all of like, everyone's going to walk away with this one exact strategy or these specific skills. When you come in as an open vessel and say, I'm here to learn and I'm here with an open mind, you're going to walk away with exactly what you came for and more. because the way we design the content and the way that we curate the experience and create the schedule, from breaks to open time to, open exercises to frontal teaching to people coming up on stage to hot seats to people coming up onto the stage and have conversation to debate to games to trivia, all the different things that are going on, all of that is designed to get your brain to think, to elevate and stretch your mind to see different perspectives, and come back with a renewed sense and connection to your company vision.
When I first started this, I thought I was the only person in the world suffering through this, and it was such a unique situation, I thought. But then when I got in this community, I thought, oh my gosh, everybody's going through the exact same thing. And they're a great sounding board. They're so supportive.
Get prepared to make so many friends. Everyone here is so kind and welcoming. They all want to help each other and work through all the struggles that come along with this career, because God knows there's so many.
Some of what she says is so basic, but the way she's able to present it to you and the way she simplifies it down to make it usable for anybody, it's priceless.
This is a very large group that cares about every single one of us, knows our story, knows what brought us to her, knows our struggles. I'm just in awe of how she does what she does.
The other thing that's really important to know about this event when you're thinking about, should I really come? Should I bring my team? I always say you want to bring people to this event who have FaceTime with parents and staff. So anyone on your team who's not a teacher, who sits in an admin or leadership position, who needs to have dialogue and conversation with staff. So whether that's a program coordinator, a curriculum coordinator, a regional director, a VP of operations, you as the owner, your partner. Many people are coming with their spouses who are in charge of the kind of operations and financial sides of the business. All of these people need to have conversation with key executors in the business, right? So whether you're in a leadership position, you need to have conversation with the executors who are the directors, the assistant directors. When you're a director, you have conversation with the executors who are the teachers. They're the ones who are on the front lines in the classrooms. When you are a person who has this amount of FaceTime and conversation and interaction with other people, this event is specifically designed for that, because we're focusing on conflict and kindness. We're focusing on creating a culture of kindness and generosity, not niceness. Niceness is about people pleasing. Niceness is a lack of boundaries. Niceness is coming from a place of, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. Kindness and generosity is showing up with brave, courageousness, and actually holding people accountable. So it's a completely different mindset shift. The other piece that we really focus on is the quality of decision making. You can't be the sole decision maker in the business, right? And I'm not talking about decision making like use purple paint versus yellow paint. I'm talking about bigger decisions. When you're the only person that carries that weight, it stunts the business's growth and development. And so giving quality decision making to other people in the company is going to be pivotal to the long-term success and sustainability of the organization. And that's why we really encourage you guys to bring team with you so that they can be part of that conversation. Even silent decision makers, we have someone who's bringing a family member who's kind of a silent owner in the business, but the bottom line is when really important decisions need to be made, she has to step in. And so the owner is bringing this silent owner to come to the event so that they can see and be part of this experience. So when big decisions happen in the company after the event and throughout the year, they have a similar mindset. The last thing is when you look at results and what you can expect. The results come when you do the work, okay? The results do not come from sitting at a 2-day experience. The results come when you take what you learned, when you take those conversations and you start to put them into action. We act our way to new thinking. We act our way to new results. We act our way to new things that happen in our center and the transformation. We don't think our way to new results. And so the results that you can expect is whatever you start to implement in your center and you do it relentlessly and consistently, you are going to see results in your center, period. Anyone who has followed through and actually implemented what we teach at the Summit of Excellence sees results in their center.
You have to be willing to jump into with both feet. You have to do the work. This is not easy, but if you do that, you will have such amazing results that you have never seen in doing anything or trying anything on your own. It is truly the best thing that I could have done for my business.
It's always difficult. It's never easy. It's always like, oh, I have to look inward. If I'm here and I'm serious and I put the money in to attend the event, I definitely have to do that work.
So yeah, I had questioned, the investment piece and not having a huge budget at our school, but there has never been a doubt in my mind that it was very powerful, and it was, like I said, exactly what I needed.
The return on investment is in, number one, my mental and, emotional state.
Just in 6 months, the return on my investment, I don't even know the words to put to that, because it is worth every single penny.
And you'll hear throughout this podcast episode, throughout other things that we're going to be sharing, the results that previous attendees have had, our clients have had. Nothing that I teach is rocket science. What I teach is actually super basic and simple. Why I teach the basic and the simple is because nobody wants to teach that. Everyone wants to teach these giant, multi-layered, multi-step processes, because we think that to create extraordinary, we need to do radical action, and that's couldn't be farther from the truth. It's the boring, it's the mundane, it's the consistent, it's the same things. When you do that consistently, you're going to see results, and that's what you want. You want transformation, you want results in your center, you want accountability. It comes from doing the hard work, the simple, the mundane, and doing it consistently, and that's what we teach at the event. So the last thing that you can expect is just an incredible fun time. Leave it up to myself and the team to create these surprises. We just connected with our caterer who's going to be designing an incredible menu with all different kinds of food. We serve breakfast, we serve lunch, we serve snack. We have different kinds of snack bars. The VIP experience is going to be an exclusive 30-person experience. So a quarter of the room. We're only selling 30 tickets for VIP. The VIP experience has 3 components. One is professional headshots, so you can have new assets for your website and your professional profiles. The second part is going to be a VIP dinner and cocktail hour on the evening of the first night on March 1st. That's going to be Southern country style dinner and cocktail hour with entertainment and fun. And then the third part of the VIP experience is going to be a follow-up call 30 days after the event for you and your administrative team to be able to create more transformation and results in your center.
There is no other professional development for early childhood leaders anywhere that will cover what she covers.
Do it. Even if it's not really in your budget, try to make it in your budget.
You need to do it. You have to. If you are in early ed and you are not even having a difficult time in your childhood center, your childcare center, just to get new ideas, to be innovative, to try new strategies, to apply standards. It's amazing.
So that's what this event is about. That's what this event is promising. That's what this event is here to create for you. And now I invite you to check out the page further so you can read further information for those of you that need to read everything. This is for the auditory processors. On the page, we have visual representation, we have, written representation, and feel free to connect with myself, with other attendees that have been there in the past. Ask your questions, get the data that you're looking for, and make the decision that makes sense for you. If it does make sense for you to join us at the event, I really look forward to greeting you in person, to welcoming you, to embracing you with a big giant hug. Definitely a hugger here in the South. I'm just really excited to connect with all of the school leaders that will be joining us. So thanks for listening to today's episode. Check the link in the show notes to sign up. We have early bird going on until December 31st, when you can get the early bird discount and then an additional discount on admin tickets for teen as well. Wishing you all an amazing day, and thanks for joining me.
If you are loving the Schools of Excellence podcast and have gotten any value out of it for your school, I would love if you can do 2 things for me. 1, subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. And 2, can you please leave us a review? Reviews help other school leaders know that this is the place to learn how to build a school of excellence. And I would be so grateful if you can do that for us. Your help and support makes this show to be able to be listened by the thousands of other school leaders all around the world. Thanks so much for listening, for giving us your time and attention each and every week, and I appreciate that you have joined us.
If your accountant has ever told you to cut back on professional development or slash your teacher appreciation budget or your staff development budget just so you could stay afloat, or has told you, hey, you probably can't go invest in that program, please listen. The problem is not that you're spending too much money on your people or yourself or your investment or your support system. It's that your school has invisible money leaks that are draining your profit, leaks that no spreadsheet will ever catch or accountant. So I created the 6 money leaks of schools that show you the 6 core areas that schools lose money every single month without realizing it. If you close even one of them, your profits will start to soar without sacrificing your team. Go get it now and stop blaming the things that are actually building your school.